It's just so fucking ridiculous how many ads are on the internet nowadays. Like, when there's so much ads on the internet, so much malicious ads, spyware, and all that, a bunch of other horrible shit, malware, that the FBI itself even, like, they really recommend you use an ad blocker. And why is that? Because the internet's completely unusable without an ad blocker. That's the thing. I never want to go through the horror of having ads shoved into my face or having my viewer experience interrupted every 30 seconds, you know? Yeah, it's just. Google Chrome wants to, like, get rid of all the ad blocking stuff because they say it's not in their best interest. And what they consider not in their best interest is the fact that if it doesn't make Google money, they're just gonna fucking ban it. Google's gone so greedy and gone so overcarried with their advertisements on YouTube and shit like that. You have like fucking two advertisements at the start, at the end, at the middle of the, sometimes even longer than that. Sometimes you would have an hour advertisement playing or something, hour unskippable ad, and it's just fucking stupid. I've been using ad blocker since 2012 because even back then I couldn't put up with these bullshit ads. You know, very headache inducing and annoying. Like, I fucking hate capitalism. Especially like American capitalism, you know? There's a reason why I use ad blockers because some websites sometimes they put like an invisible ad and that goes to a redirect. And some redirects are very dangerous and lead to virus websites and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, exactly. You and me both. Yeah. Just want to make fun of the whole Google situation because they have this motto. They used to have this motto, "Don't be evil," and then they got rid of it in 2018. Yeah, and basically, like, oh, thank you. It's drawn by an anime artist from South Korea, and then it goes by the name Zero, with the O being an actual zero, and the character is Sight, and it's a girl who is blind. That's the character, you know? Yeah, we do need to make a whole new system. Mhm. Yeah, Google Chrome, and it seems like Microsoft Edge and Opera seems to be banning ad blockers too. But who the fuck even uses Microsoft Edge? Who the fuck even uses that? I don't fucking use it. Doesn't appear optimized to me. But they just want Microsoft wanted to make it your official browser. Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah, I think that's what the profile picture reminded you of. Jujutsu Kaisen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know. Yeah, and then when Neil Mohan became CEO of YouTube, he did the whole thing that says ad blockers violate YouTube's terms of service, or ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube, which is actually a violation of the Geneva Conventions. You know, Google blackmails you to, in order to have an ad free experience, you either have to pay for YouTube Premium, and you have to pay like the full YouTube Premium, which is pretty expensive, or you have to put up with the bullshit ads. And YouTube Premium Lite still has ads, and even the fullest YouTube Premium still have sponsored ads and shit like that. Hmm. Like, you know. So yeah, they like say like they want you to buy YouTube Premium, which they keep hiking up the price for. Many people can't afford YouTube Premium, and they definitely don't want to put up with the ads. So the more reasonable solution is to fucking get an ad blocker. All right, to use an actual ad blocker, it's free. Some people even pay for ad blockers rather than YouTube Premium. You know. So you can probably like understand why Google wants to get rid of ad blockers on their own browser, you know? But yeah, you may think that you know, what the fuck am I supposed to say? I got distracted. Um a lot of people still use Google Chrome, even though despite that what you may expect is people leaving Google Chrome. I mean, yeah, these YouTube people are greedy as hell. Money, money, yeah. They're very, very, very greedy. Like, when Google announced that they were getting rid of ad blockers on Google Chrome, I just abandoned Google Chrome and went for like Firefox and Brave. I know Brave is a part of the Chromium thing, although Firefox is not, but Brave has its own built in ad blocker itself. You know? With Firefox, you could like install uBlock Origin, but like Google Chrome, they just want to disable that. When I saw Google disabling that, it was like time to jump ship to another browser, you know? Because I ain't gonna put up with those ads. If these ads are gonna redirect me to a virus website that blackmails me my computer to install a questionable, suspicious extension, or blackmails me to install a virus and shit like that, fuck that. Like, it's way too dangerous. The internet's way too dangerous without an ad blocker, and it's just unusable without an ad blocker, you know? And I don't want to put up through the horrors of having to deal with those ads again. They take up the entire screen sometimes. Sometimes literally take up the entire screen. They play as a video form when you're watching a video sometimes. It's like favorite country. It's hard to say. Japan is one of my favorites. Mexico is another one of my favorites. I do like Canada, so. But yeah. But yeah, like ad blockers, like there are websites that say, please turn off your ad blocker or whitelist their website. And then when you do whitelist their websites, they're just basically, it's like they can't let you access the website without turning your ad blocker off. It's like many websites, not just YouTube. And when you do like whitelist the website for ads, They're just basically fucking intrusive anyways. So like fuck you. Like I ain't gonna turn off my ad blocker if you're gonna shove a bunch of ads into my fucking face. Okay? That is not okay. How about you respect me as a customer? If you shove ads down my fucking throat, you don't respect me as a customer and you treat me like a fucking product. And then I would just shit on your company in general, you know? That's the thing. All right? You take your time. The only thing you really have is to take it from your fucking ads. Yeah. Advertisements are annoying and obnoxious. They're fucking everywhere in a capitalist society, man. Like, they're fucking everywhere. I mean, many people even use VPNs and set their VPN location to Albania because Albania is where YouTube is demonetized, you know? But some people are like, please, VPN proxy detected. And that's like, please turn it off so we can show you the best content. Best content? More like hand-feeded content, you fucking assholes. Google, you know? Don't make up that excuse. Don't make up fucking that excuse. More like, turn off your VPN so we can spoon-feed you the worst content. Just fucking bullshit with their VPN and ad block detections and stuff like that. It comes to the point where people who run the ad blockers had to innovate to block not only the ads, but the ad block detections themselves. Like, I fucking hate ads. Yeah, they are assholes. Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, unless you're required to use Google Chrome for work and stuff like that, if you use Google Chrome, you're basically a fucking idiot. Alright, just if you can abandon ship of Google Chrome, you should do it right now. And there's people who still use Google Chrome. Apparently, yes, but if you use Google Chrome, you're basically giving Google more money, basically. And you're greenlighting their shitification. So just fucking abandon ship. They shouldn't be able to get away with blackmailing the internet to force them to watch their ads and other consumer slop bullshit. They shitified their platform long enough, and they demand you respect them. They are fucking assholes like you won't believe. They have severe contempt for you, yet they demand you respect them. Such extreme man-child behavior. This is like Donald Trump-esque behavior. Honestly, is Google gonna be able to kill off all the ad blockers? No. No. They sure, eventually people are gonna get fed up with this shit. Many people have already jumped ship. And yeah. But despite people calling out for Google's bullshit practices, there's still plenty of fucking retarded simpletons on the internet that don't know how to work shit and only just get entertained by fucking AI slop garbage. You know? Despite the backlash, there's still a bunch of fucking boomer simpletons. There are still many of those fucking boomer simpletons, you know, that don't fucking know anything on how shit works, you know? And these would be the same people who would agree on mandated internet age verifications and bullshit like that. Which, to be honest, even though they were kind of successful in trying to what I'm trying to say is they were kind of successful in making it into effect in the UK and Australia, but in the long run, I think they're just gonna fail. It just made the politicians more unpopular, but they just love the attention, and that's what I think they really are. They're kind of like opportunists or something. Just want to get into fucking headlines. And maybe that's what Google wants is fucking headlines. Google may disable another ad blocker, but they even then I don't think they're really going to fucking disable all ad blockers. There's always loopholes. And there will always be loopholes. So even on Chrome, you can probably still find a loophole to block enough ads. Like there are loopholes for age verifications, even if they try to ramp it up. Which again is only like because of the backlash against age verification laws, they're not gonna be successful, honestly. And the same thing with the backlash on the AI data centers. A lot of AI data centers ain't gonna be built. So I ain't too worried about this whole Google trying to disable the ad blockers. You know? Because in the end, it's just playing with fire. You know? It depends on how committed they really are to doing this. But yeah, I mean, corporations may often treat the public like a product and stuff like that. But, you know, the thing is, as retarded as it seems to disable ad blockers and stuff like that, you know, I don't think the internet will return to this pre-ad blocker hellscape that it once was. I think those eras are far, far gone. Alright. Sure, it was close to live off the grid and get away with the fucking crazy money gritting machine world. No human left, just bots and consumers. Yeah. There's a lot of this bullshit eventually. A lot of bots on the internet. And it's pretty annoying because they masquerade as real people. And that has pissed me off too, especially bots with the girl profile pictures and stuff. Especially when they're very offensive and very grotesque, you know? The Tivon show, I don't own a car. I don't own a car. I mean, I never bought a car. I mean, I do have a learner's license, but not a driver's license, and I never bought a car. So what? Oh. Well, okay. Thank you for telling me that. I know the future is uncertain. And I know, like, dealing with internet age verification laws, your people in Australia and United Kingdom were absurdly unlucky. But yeah, people say it's gonna come to Canada, but I don't really think it really is gonna come to Canada. I just don't think that it really is. People say these AI data centers are going to be built in Edmonton and Calgary, and they seem ambitious and stuff like that. But what I predict is these data centers would be scaled down and probably used for different purposes. Alright. But yeah. People are often in this doomer mindset because corporations like to practice enshittification, and boy, do they love to practice enshittification a lot. But eventually, like, people lose interest over this kind of stuff because they're sick and tired of being forced to paying for all this kind of stuff, you know? They're sick and tired of being forced to pay for all this stuff, you know? So why not something that actually suits the needs of the people? So, yeah. With that being said, regarding data centers in Alberta, internet age verification laws, and disabling ad blockers and other bullshit, there's so much fear mongering on the internet that with what you're presented, you have to find another point of view. All right, you have to find another point of view that, like, I do remember, like, people saying that Google is gonna completely restrict and lock down Android and stuff like that. I was presented as that, and for a while I believed that until I find other conflicting, like, narratives that say that Google is actually not gonna completely lock down your phone, but is discouraging you from side loading apps. So they're gonna discourage you, but they're not gonna force you to not be allowed to side load apps, from what I can understand. I'm hoping that's the case, but I'm sure that's probably gonna be the case anyways. But people like to make headlines and they like to, like, exaggerate it or take it out of context because engagement gives people views. You know, people love their 15 minutes of fame. All right. So yeah, with the little audience I have, I'm trying to teach them a bit of critical thinking and nuances, you know, if they don't have it, if that's the case. I mean, critical thinking is hard to apply. We all seem to fail at doing it at one point, so yeah. What else more can I say to this live stream? I mean, like, there's always this saying that the devil wants you to give in to fear, but giving in to fear is not the way to live your life. Yeah. When you get mad on the internet, it's always a good idea to take a little break and stuff like that. And if you're presented with a headline that seems like it's very scary, always look for other narratives because what you may be presented may not be the real picture. Corporations may respond to the backlash by saying we're going to push it even further, but eventually they do back down. Despite what they say of them pushing it further, a lot of the times they're just going to back down anyways. All right. For much of the world, much of the first world, we're lucky we live in this democracy kind of system, you know? North Korea is very different, you know? North Korea is an absolute hellhole. Like, it's nearly impossible to escape that shithole country of North Korea, basically, you know? It's terrible. You have to be absurdly unlucky to be born in North Korea, you know? One of my fears is being in, like, a North Korean style system, but I really don't think that it's going to be that likely. Yeah, North Korea is no joke. But, you know, from what it seems to me, you know, North Korea is kind of like a lightning in a bottle moment, maybe. I don't know for sure. But yeah, it's heavily restrictive in North Korea. Like you won't believe, you know? Like it's awful in North Korea. But then again, there's also places where atrocities occur. You know, like in Sudan, in El Fasher, you know? Yeah, that happened. Yeah. That all it's rage, rage, racist hate, and you're a hot girl, and then back to rage again. North Korea's no joke. Yeah. But yeah. For people living in the first world, we're pretty lucky. We're pretty lucky we don't have to put up with this stuff that happens in Al Fasher or in North Korea. And it's very unlikely that we may have to deal with it in the next 10 to 20 years, probably. So, from what I'm assuming, you know. But for the developing nations, it's not all that easy, you know. With the Sudan, people said that Sudan was actually safe like 10 years ago, and then it's like very dangerous now. So it's often like that, you know. But yeah, the United States with Donald Trump, like that guy's a complete narcissist. While other presidents may be opportunists and stuff like that, Donald Trump is a complete outlier narcissist. And United States, I don't think ever had a president like that in over since World War II. We could have done something about it for many years, but didn't. So I see if it's like a human experiment. If our worlds say if it works, boom, we are living in North Korea. Yeah. Hello. Well, it's nice talking to you, David Nielsen, but I'm gonna end the stream right here because I don't really have much more to say. So, and to all the people watching the stream, thank you for watching.